Welcome back to Elevation 44. It's your girl B, or Elevation as some people like to call me. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back, family. Today we are diving into the Cancer new moon. So this Cancer new moon is happening on July 9th. And it's going to be happening at 9:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please translate that to your local time zone. And it's going to be happening at 18 degrees. Now, 18, what does that boil down to? In numerology, 1 plus 8 always singles down to the number 9. 9 is the number that you'll hear synonymous with endings, right? But when you hear 9 in terms of endings, it's not a finality. It's not an ending and it's done and that's it. It's really more so about a completion and a transition from ending one cycle and folding into a new cycle, because after 9, what starts again? 1, okay? So it's really about transition, transformation, completion, and ending one phase or one cycle and embracing a new cycle and going into the new cycle. But with that, 9 also brings wisdom. That's the beauty of 9, right? 9 brings wisdom because you've already been through 1 through 8. You've been through the entire cycle. You've seen the whole thing unfold. You've made the mistake. You've made mistakes, excuse me. You've learned the lessons. Talking so fast because I'm excited. But you've made the mistakes. You've learned the lessons. Now you have all this knowledge under your belt. So when you enter the next cycle, you're taking along all that experience, all that wisdom, all that knowledge with you. And what is wisdom? It is just knowledge applied. It's taking the knowledge that you've obtained in the last cycle and applying it to the next one, okay? So that is really the beauty of the number 9. And this 9, and the energy with 9, right, is really surrounding this new moon, not just because it's happening at the 18th degree, but it's also very prevalent in all the transits and the way that the moon is going to be talking to the other planets, which we'll get to in a second. If you're new, I will say, if you're new to working with a new moon energy, I have an entire video that talks about the new moon, how to work with that energy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, stop this video, go watch that as a foundational piece of information so that you understand what you're dealing with, and then you can come back and work with this energy specifically. I just wanted to put that out there because I know people are joining this platform constantly and not everybody is caught up to speed, okay? So I'll go ahead and link that in the description box down below, all right? Now, the new moon, I will say, is a time where we're aligning our inner and outer needs. Why? Because the sun and the moon come into perfect alignment and meet at the same exact degree. That's when a new moon is, happening, and that is really what it is. It's an alignment of your inner and outer needs. Why? Because the sun represents your outer needs. This is about your ego. It's about your identity. And then the moon represents your inner needs. It's about your private self. It's about your emotions, about the things that you need inside internally to make yourself feel, you know what I mean, good, and to make yourself feel secure and make yourself feel like you're advancing. And you're gonna see that come up time and time again in this particular security is a big thing that we're gonna be talking about with this particular moon. But also the new moon aligns to concentrate in one area and put one area under focus, because your inner and outer needs are now in alignment and they're happening in the same place. It's drilling down its focus in that one particular area. Now, what is that area for you? It's different for all of us because we all have different charts. So in order to find that out, you're going to want to look at the house that this moon is falling in for you specifically. How do you find that out? I leave all those details down in the description box where you pull up your natal and transit chart and you see specifically where is this moon happening for you. And that house is going to indicate the area or the focus of life where is coming under focus during this time, that specific area where you are really concentrating your energy or your efforts to embrace this new beginning, where there is a completion of one cycle and there's a new opportunity to go forward in another way in this particular area. So go ahead and make sure you hit the description box to get those details and find out the house. I will say very easily to find out the house, you just kind of want to see where Cancer is falling in your chart. What house does Cancer rule for you? And then you'll see that moon symbol there and you'll be able to find it very, very easily. So that's the shortcut way to finding it. But the houses in astrology are really the classrooms or the areas where we learn certain lessons, right? So it's really good to familiarize yourself with the houses. And if you guys want me to do a video specifically diving into the houses and kind of talking about that for learning purposes, hit me in the comments down below. Maybe I'll do something really quick on that, and that way you can use it as a resource as well. But getting back to this Cancer new moon, when your needs are aligned, when it's focused in one particular area, this is where we come into the point of using the new moon energy to set our intentions, because you have this concentrated energy in this one particular area where those needs, as outer and inner needs, are aligning. This is the time to set intentions, to plant the seeds, to set the goals, to advance yourself, because everything is in alignment. So I hope that makes sense and why we use the new moon to set our intentions, to plant our seeds, right? So what does it mean for the moon, the new moon, to be in Cancer, in the sign of Cancer? Now, Cancer is ruled by the moon. This is the luminary that rules this sign's energy. Now, with that said, the emphasis here, even though there's an alignment of inner and outer, the emphasis here is skewing more towards the inner or emotional needs or satisfaction of the individual because of the moon's double influence in this particular situation. We will see a lot of the big themes coming is personal security. The transits really are showing us here that the focus or the emphasis where we need to be drilling down our energy is definitely about embracing the new opportunities, the new beginnings, the new changes that we need to make in order to go forward, to advance our own personal needs, our own, not no one else's, but our own personal needs, our own personal goals and wishes and hopes and dreams, in order to feel a sense of true safety, security, and inner fulfillment, okay? This is about being fulfilled on a deeper level, not just the outer, but the inner fulfillment as well, right? It's really important for us during this time to learn to advance our own dreams, our own goals, our own wishes, our own everything, because without advancing ourselves, we can't pull anyone else along. Like, how are you pulling someone out of the bucket, right? And you're in the bucket with them. Like, it's like, I can't reach in and grab you and pull you up to where I'm at if I'm down here with you. So that's really the analogy that I kind of want to frame this all with, all right? So let's go ahead and talk about the transits, because you'll see how the transits are supporting a lot of what I'm saying in terms of us going after those new things, those new beginnings, embracing, making those changes, because it is necessary. It's not what we want, it's what we need, all right? So the new moon is going to be sextiling Uranus, okay? So again, we got that sun and moon in alignment. Sextiling means that there is a really good flow, an easy flow of energy happening between that new moon and also between the planet of Uranus. Uranus is about change. It's about disruption. It's about, you know, switching things up, progression. And it's currently in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is all about security, but it's about really the tangible, physical security, the material security, right? So again, security is a big thing here, and this is what is coming into focus, all right? So this particular transit, or this exchange, this good exchange that's happening here between these three, right? The sun, the moon, and Uranus, is giving us the desire to embrace new beginnings, okay? So new beginnings, changes, that type of thing is definitely something that we should be tapping into. So we're not only open to change, but we want change. We're kind of actively seeking change, okay, during this time. We should be using our natural instincts, or relying on our natural instincts and our intuition to lead us to the solutions that we need, okay? This is also a good time for us to be breaking habits, switching up our routine, and this is very supportive for helping us find innovative ways to do things better than we had been doing them, to advance ourselves in a better way than, you know, because again, we're bringing that wisdom with us. We've already done it. We've already been there. We've done that. We know that doesn't work. But every time you quote unquote fail at something, and I don't even believe in the word failing, because there's not really any failure. You're just advancing yourself, right? When something doesn't work out, you know exactly what to do the next time to get even closer to that goal or to that desire, right? So that's why, to me, it's never really seen as failing, because I actually heard this somewhere that, I think it was Napoleon Hill that said this, in every failure, there's the equivalent seed of success. And that means that every time you fail, you're closer and closer to your goal or your desire, your wish. And so if people kept that mindset when things didn't work out, they would be excited to fail, because it's like, oh, now I'm even one step closer because I know exactly what not to do and how, you know. So I hope that makes sense to you all, but that is what I wanted to leave you with, okay? So finding better ways to do things and following your intuition and that innovative, you know, your instincts are going to lead you in the right direction, and your wisdom is also going to lead you in the right direction. The new moon is also going to be trining Neptune, okay? And it's in Pisces, another water sign, which is its home, right? Which is all about dreaming big. It's all about our creativity and our imagination and making and belief in self, not just belief in general, but also belief in ourselves. So this really here is going to activate your imagination, your creativity, your intuition, and also your sensitivity, right? It helps you to realize that achieving your dreams is actually very important. Your dreams and your goals are important, and you should go after them, right? Because again, what you need and what everyone needs is going to be different and unique. But what you need, it brings you a sense of security, inner security. And that is not anything that anything else can replace. What you need is what you need, right? And so this is going to help us set goals to help us manifest those dreams. And then the last thing we're going to have is the new moon is going to be opposite Pluto, okay? So when you have two planets that are opposite, you have conflict, right? There's an opposition. That means you're standing on that side, I'm standing on this side, and conflict is good sometimes. You know, it's not always a bad thing, but we're not standing on the same side. We're definitely seeing two different points. But guess what? If we come together, if we blend the best of each side together, we have balance. And that's why opposition is actually very, very helpful or important when it comes to astrology. You don't want everything to always be easy trines and sextiles, because then you don't grow or you don't learn or you don't find balance with everything just being at ease, right? So with this new moon opposite Pluto, and where's Pluto? Pluto's in Capricorn, which is all about our goals, okay, and our ambition. But this is really about power and control, because that's what Pluto represents. So what this is triggering is inner turmoil, okay, where you can subconsciously resist change. Even though you want change and you want to go after these things and you want to start these new beginnings and initiate things, subconsciously, a lot of the times we can also be fighting change, right? We can be resisting it because there's a certain aspect of releasing control that is required. Self-destructive traits that sabotage your success are definitely highlighted through this transit. So this is a good time to learn, to identify, to see where you sabotage yourself. This is also really important, right? It's keeping your ego in check and keeping your need for control in check. So this is a good time for you to learn through the conflict, the inner conflict that happens within. This is also a time where you should watch for others manipulating you or making you feel guilty after going after the things that you want or need. Because when you shift your energy sometimes from focusing, like let's say you're taking care of someone else, again, going back to that Cancerian trait of nurturing, protecting, taking care of others, and you shift that to protecting, nurturing, taking care of self and taking it off of certain individuals, what happens is sometimes people, the manipulative types, the narcissists, those types of people who are just using you for that sense of security themselves, don't like that you're taking that away from it, or you're shifting that focus away from them, and they can make you feel guilty and come after you and really make you get into a position where you are going to want to not pursue the things that you want for yourself because you feel bad about, you know, not taking care of this. But again, I'm here to remind you that if you're not good, you cannot help anybody else. So just remember that. And the people who are for you are going to understand and want to support your growth and your well-being and you going after the things that you need and you desire, okay? So those are the transits. I don't think I have anything else that I want to share there. Nope, that's it. Okay, so I'm going to get into the herbs that you can use or you can work with at this time. The first is going to be eucalyptus. Why eucalyptus? Because it is a water. It is a water and a moon-based herb. Okay, eucalyptus, aloe, sea moss or Irish moss, as some of you know it, which are the sea plants or the sea vegetables, and lemon. And these herbs are going to be help you with luck, healing, protection, money, and longevity. Because we're trying to go the we're trying to go the mile here, right? We're not just trying to start or embrace and switch up something new and then just drop it off. We're trying to go the mile here, right? So that's what we need those herbs to help support us with. The crystals that I would recommend are peridot, which is going to help you shed those self-limiting beliefs, which we just talked about. Malachite, which is going to amplify your inner purpose. Also help you shed those self-destructive habits, okay? Because those can sabotage you, and those usually are the things that sabotage. Usually it's us sabotaging ourselves and not really outside forces that sabotage our success. It's always usually within, right? And then the last crystal I would recommend is selenite, just because it's the one that keeps the energy clear and, you know, keeps the channels of communication and everything clear around you. So I would definitely work with selenite at this time. Now, some of the rituals that I'll get into, and when I say rituals, because we're talking about the new moon, I'm just talking about areas where you can set your focus to set your intentions, and, you know, kind of what you can work on during this time. So the first is a meditation exercise, right? So this is really about taking the time to just sit quietly, meditate, and really asking yourself, just slowing down enough to ask yourself within and allowing these answers to come up to you. What do you really need to feel safe and secure? Not what you want, but what you need. Like, what is a non-negotiable in terms of your safety and security within? And helping yourself identify what is it that helps you thrive. And if you're in a position to thrive, how does that then benefit not only those around you, but the world, right? How do you pour out when you're full? So I would definitely recommend that, okay? The second one is a writing exercise. And this is kind of a two-part writing exercise. The first is, can you identify and write down all the ways that you self-sabotage yourself? What are the things that you do when you start initiating something new or something gets going? How do you self-sabotage? Everybody has something different that they do, but identifying and naming those things so you can call them out, so when they come up, you're like, I'm doing it again. See, this is it. You know what I mean? Having that written down, and then also, that second part of the exercise, which is the intention setting part, is listing what you want to change. So you've identified those self-sabotaging, self-destructive habits or behaviors that limit you. How do you need to change that? How do you want to change that in order to move forward in a better way? So also then setting some intentions with that list that you come up with of, okay, this is what I want to change. implementing those changes. This is what I'm going to change, right? Not what I want to change, and then it moves to what I'm going to change, okay? So that is, you see how that works in tangent to like setting some intentions around that. And then the next thing I would definitely say is about a practice ritual, which is, right, release. This is a time of releasing, feeling responsible or holding responsibility for things that are not your responsibility, feeling responsible for other people. We do all have responsibilities to a certain effect, but where are you carrying extra responsibility or weight on your shoulders that you no longer should carry because it also is holding you back in a lot of ways? How do you release that? What are the ways that you can put that down, and allowing yourself to first emotionally and mentally purge yourself out of that space, and coming to a place where you realize, like, you know what? At the end of the day, I do have responsibilities, but my first priority is my well-being. And if that is not in focus, and then if that is not first, how are you then effective? And it kind of goes back to the other part. How are you then effective with everything else that you're doing? So allowing yourself to release guilt, release shame, release the burdens, the weight, or anything else that you may be carrying that is not yours to carry. Drop it off. Like, yes, we are here to nurture and protect, but we are here to nurture and protect ourselves as well. And so focusing your, and setting some intentions around doing that for yourself and how you're going to better do that for yourself. So those are the rituals that I would recommend, or the areas of focus that I would think about drilling down on with this new moon energy. And then also, Cancerian new moon is great for, like, again, money, because the moon is money, is currency, is the flow of water. So anytime you want to, maybe manifest some more money or anything like that, this is also a good energy to use for that. It's also a good energy for healing, calling in love, nurturing, and support in your own individual life. So that's another area where you can set some intentions around. So these are some ideas, but I just kind of wanted to give you those core ideas so that you can really think on a deeper level, okay? Anyway, I am going to sign off now. Happy new moon. Happy setting your intentions, manifesting, go after those goals, go after those dreams, believe in yourself. You can do it. It is attainable, and your well-being always comes first. Have a good one. Peace.